being here, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk about the soccer program this fall. We've had a really terrific preseason camp. I think probably the best one that I've been a part of here at UNI. A large part of that is down to the players coming in great shape. Something we talked about pretty much all winter, spring, going into the summer, because last season at this point we probably had about 10 players out injured. We wanted to make sure we obviously avoided that situation again. So part of that is the players, part of that is the coaching and the planning of preseason, and I feel like we did a pretty good job of that. Try to avoid some of the situations that we were in last year, and we really we're here now 2 days away from our first game, and I feel like our team is extremely fit and very healthy, and that's exciting, and that's a pleasing thing to go through. Pretty much 2.5 weeks of preseason camp and be in this position. So very excited about that. Obviously, we're looking forward to our first game on Friday against Iowa. It's always a pleasure to have a Big Ten school come and play you here. It's not something they necessarily have to do, but we have a good relationship with that program, and we go there, they come here, and we're very much looking forward to them coming. They had a great year last year. It's a good program, a good team. They have some terrific players, but at the same time, we feel like we'll give them a game Friday, and we feel like we have the players that can cause them some problems. And as long as we stay organized and disciplined, I think it'll be a very close game. So we're very much looking forward to that. We're expecting a good crowd out there with the students coming back this weekend, with our campers, the kids that came to camp this summer. That we've been kind of pushing the game to them, and we had a lot of kids come through our camp this summer, which is great news. And then we've also been obviously trying to engage the local community to come out to the complex as well. So, and on top of that, of course, Iowa bring a lot of people. So it should be a big crowd, probably standing room only, or bring a lawn chair at the very least for that game. But should be a really good, exciting environment on Friday night at the Cedar Valley Soccer Complex.
Coach, you were in almost every game last year, but lost by one goal a lot of times. Do you see a drive with the student athletes in the off season to try and flip that around this season, or how is this year different?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, we've got a little bit of a chip on our shoulder with that, because we get a lot of feedback, obviously, from fans and parents and things like that. And our record wasn't good last year. I mean, we're not blind to that. We obviously we know we lost a lot of games, but we also don't feel like we're that bad of a team. And as you said, not only did we lose a lot of games by one goal, but we were actually up in a lot of those games, leading those games. And you don't do that if you're a bad team. We just need to manage the game a little bit better than we did last season. I think being healthier is key to that. At the same token, we're probably going to pick up some injuries this season, and we have to handle that better than we did last season. So, the team's hungry to prove themselves to some people and to our opponents that we're playing. Because, listen, our opponents, it's not up to them to feel sorry for us if we've got injuries. It's up to us to deal with it. So, we feel like we've got a bit of a point to prove this season, and I think our girls are fired up for that for sure.
You got a little ding last year. Was that kind of a lucky kind of situation, the injuries, or something in terms of conditioning?
Yeah, I think you don't really want to just call it bad luck. I think as a coaching staff and in consulting our captains, we met a lot and talked a lot about what we did last season and can we do things to improve that. So we did a lot of research into how we're doing our training preseason, because some of the injuries that we picked up preseason were just unfortunate, like concussions and some just kind of general muscle things. But there may have been some things that were related to how we were training. Maybe we pushed them too hard, too early, and things like that. So we've been very careful with that this preseason. I will say, though, I mean, our older players, our senior players have already remarked that this has been the toughest preseason of their career. I mean, they're like, Coach, we've run more this season, this preseason than any other year. So I don't want to, it's not a case of it's just been a very easy, light preseason. It's not. In fact, it's probably been very tough for them. We just try to be a little bit smarter with what we're doing, rather than just say, hey, let's run every day until our first game and then see what happens. So, last season was, there was some bad luck, but that's going to happen. Our job is to obviously make sure that we put everything in place where bad luck isn't a factor, and that we can ride some of those injuries and still put out a very strong team.
Talk about some of the players, the top returners, new players you'll be counting on to contribute this year, and how's the leadership on the team this year?
Leadership's great. I would say and I think it's noticeable how the team chemistry is different this year. We talked about that the first day we came back, and it's like, look, I don't care if you won a national championship or a conference championship, your team dynamic is going to be different from last fall to this fall. We're losing seniors, we're bringing in freshmen, maybe some teams have transfers and things like that. So the team personnel changes and the dynamic changes. Our job, and this is what we talked about with the team, is like, look, I don't know if we're going to be able to prepare a team to win a national championship this season. I don't know if that's our goal. But can we be the most unified team in the country? That's a realistic goal. And I think the girls really bought into that. They've been mixing very well. They've been, the leaders in the group have been leading very well. So players like Caitlin Fuller, Charlotte Jones, Maggie Riley, and Shauna Happel, those are our captains, our leadership group, and they've been doing a great job of just being consistent every day. If we feel like the team's starting to drift apart in some areas, even things like meals and stuff, they'll do a really good job of just bringing things back together again. And it's a pretty happy, excited, hardworking group right now, and I can't really complain about anything in that area. I think we got things going in the right direction for sure.
What about the conference out there?
The conference, it's kind of early to tell right now. Obviously, conference we don't get into conference play until October, and there's a lot of games for all the teams to play before that. Illinois State, they've won the conference the last 3 or 4 years, and so they're the team to beat. There's no doubt about it. They're very well coached. They've got some terrific individual players, and on their day, they're extremely difficult to play against. But the rest of us, are all kind of on the same level, and all the games are 1-goal games. Can go here, go there, and we definitely feel we're right in that mix. We also feel like that we're actually a very good matchup for Illinois State, and so we certainly don't have any fear when we play against a team like that. But again, they're the champions and they're the team to beat. So, our goals is to be in the tournament this year. And once you get into the tournament, anything can happen. And we certainly feel like we can make some noise in the tournament once we get there at the end of the season.
Speaking of the conference, it was kind of interesting. The conference preseason poll came out, and you were picked to finish last, but somebody believes you can win it because you got one first-place vote. Can you talk about that?
Well, that would be me, but I do that every year. I'm a little immature or childish when it comes to that. I believe if I don't believe I can win, I don't want to play, and that goes for Monopoly at home, let alone playing in a collegiate environment. But I feel like our team has a good chance of winning it if we do everything right. Are we going to need a little bit of luck and certain things to happen? For sure. But those things happen in sports, and we put ourselves in a position with preseason and hopefully for the rest of the season where I think we can do the right things, we have a chance of winning the conference. But clearly nobody else thinks that, and that's okay too. We'll have fun proving everybody wrong this year for sure.